Hello, good morning. I hope that you're all well and that you've had a good week. It is a glorious day at Poldhu Cove. The sea is blue, the sky is blue, the sun is shining and the air is really beautifully and fresh. We can smell the sort of brininess of the sea today. It's really lovely. I can't wait to get out later with the boys and have a coast path walk just to enjoy this. Winter is coming. We've had a few cold days this week, but today we're having a little bit of an Indian summer. Now, before I can go out with the boys, I've got lots of goodies to show you. The postman was very busy this week, bringing lots of lovely things. What shall I show you first? Well, I think the first thing I'm going to show you is the item that I've been waiting the longest for. I've had it on pre-order with Amazon for months and months, and this week it was finally released and it arrived yesterday. It is Veronique Mallard's vintage French needlework. It's 300 authentic cross-stitch patterns that feature flowers, borders and alphabets from antique French textiles. This is a really substantial book, beautifully presented, really is. Now, I'm going to turn the book this way so that I can show you the contents. Well, some of the pages. The pages aren't numbered, so I don't know how many pages are in the book, but there are a lot. There's a lot of content in this book to enjoy. I love French needlework. Anything that the French do is always done with such elegance and chicness, and you know, it doesn't matter from whether it's from their food, their clothes, to their needlework. It's so beautiful. I was too tired last night to delve into this book in depth, but this weekend this is going to be my reading as I explore this book. Talking about French needlework. This week my printer's proof came for the Hands Across the Sea Samplers 2025 calendar, and I posted a reel of the pages. This is the printer's proof. Now, when this comes as a calendar, this is spiral bound with a hanger, and you open it by turning the pages over and flicking them across the top. Now, I'm not going to show you the inside of the front cover because on that page is a graph for a French sampler. It's a small red sampler worked entirely in cross stitch over 2 threads, so suitable for stitching on Aida or linen, and it's intended as a blessing sampler that you start to stitch on the 1st of January and finish by the 31st of January. Over the last few years, it's become very popular on social media for needleworkers to stitch a blessing sampler. If you finish it by the 31st of January, it's meant to bring you good luck for the rest of the year with your needlework. So I'm not going to show you that because it's a surprise when the calendar arrives with you. I will be shipping the calendars probably by the end of next week, the beginning of the following week. That's if the printer does his job and they arrive at the date they've said they're going to arrive. So anyway, I did post a reel, but I'm just going to show you here the pages. So that's the front cover. The inside of the front cover is going to be a surprise for when it arrives with you. So here we have January, February, March, April, May, June. Now, when you actually use in the calendar, when you get to June, when you turn that over, you would reverse the calendar and you will work backwards. backwards. So you then have July, August, September, October, November, December, and then that's the inside of the back cover, which shows all 12 months, and then you have the back cover is the same as the front cover. So that's the calendar. It's up for pre-order now. I'm only printing a set number. We don't have a huge amount left out of the print run. I'm not going to be reprinting them. Stock storage is such a problem for me. I can only store so many boxes in my home. Anyway, it's there. The calendar is priced at £21 plus £4 shipping, and it doesn't matter where you live in the world or how many calendars you order, that shipping is capped at £4. It's a lovely calendar, and it's there now for you to order. Okay, so what else came? Another book, and it is Jenny Aiding Christie's Fine Needlework, Fine Whitework. This is a beautiful book. It's from the Royal School of Needlework. It's, as always, the Royal School of Needlework books are so good, and it's just full of amazing instructions for how you do this type of work. It doesn't matter how experienced you are in a technique, there is always something more to learn. And Jenny is such a respected figure in the embroidery world that to learn from her is wonderful. This is a book that I would definitely recommend for your shelf. I haven't had chance to study this book in depth. It's been a crazy week here. But basically it says fine whitework. This exquisite guide provides a historical background to fine whitework and an exploration of the key stitch techniques involved in this intricate style of hand embroidery. Discover how to master 5 key areas of whitework technique: sculptured, translucent, filigree, fretted and voided, then apply these to 2 detailed and stunning pieces: a delicate button with Sabiosa motif and an elaborate embroidery honouring the 150th anniversary of the Royal School of Needlework. Clear step-by-step instructions and stitch diagrams aid the reader in their own whitework embroideries, and there is plenty of inspiration by way of Jenny's own elegant works and those of other Royal School of Needlework students and tutors. Beautiful book. The instructions are very, very good. And it's good to learn. It's good to learn new techniques and to, if you're familiar with those techniques, to learn other ways of doing it. Okay, so what else did the postman bring? The postman brought something from the Fitzwilliam Museum. Now I know Hands Across the Sea samplers, we do tea towels with samplers on, but so do the Fitzwilliam, and the Fitzwilliam do some amazing designs on their tea towels. The Fitzwilliam have a set of 2 tea towels available, and these are new, and they feature 2 samplers from their wonderful collection of antique samplers. So this is the first design. So that's the first tea towel. And I'm going to just show you up that close. I know that many of you like to make project bags. This will be a good project bag. To have that image on the front of a project bag will be lovely. So that's the first one, and this sampler is Sarah Williamson, and it was stitched when she was 10 years old in 1795. And then the second tea towel is, and oh, I love this one. This one. Isn't that beautiful? That house is pretty magnificent. And again, that's going to make a superb project bag if you don't want to use it as a tea towel. I won't make these into project bags. I will use these to cover my work. This one was stitched by Sarah Stewart in 1798. And you know, the print of these is so good. You can see all the stitches. The company that make the Fitzwilliam sampler tea towels is the same company that make ours, so I can tell you these are beautiful. So anyway, that was 2 new needlework items available from the Fitzwilliam Museum. You can go onto their museum website and go into their shop and order those. The other thing that I saw, and I'm sorry about that, Ray called me, he needed some help with his computer. Now, with the tea towels came some Christmas cards, and the Fitzwilliam are offering 2 different sizes of Christmas cards that are needlework based. These images were taken from Sophia Ellis's sampler that was stitched in 1785, and it's those 2 particular areas of the sampler that have been made into Christmas cards. You have a small sort of like notelet size and a slightly larger one. Both cards sizes come with the message, best wishes for Christmas and the New Year. There's the sampler the images have come from, and both sizes come with the appropriate size envelopes, and there's 10 in each pack. So if you are looking for some Christmas cards that you want to send to needlework friends, there are some needlework related ones available on the Fitzwilliams website. Okay, so what else happened this week? Well, Leona finished in our garden this drum. Leona is one of our model stitchers, but her finish of the drum was her own work. Sandra stitched the model for this, and it was this drum that Leona finished, and here is the model. There's a lot of interest, a lot of questions about this, so I posted a reel showing this drum in more detail. Now, one of the questions we were asked were there patterns for these strawberries? And yes, there are. In the PDF download, this is only available as a PDF, you have the chart for stitching the strawberries. This was finished by the amazing Faye Rigsby, Carolina Stitcher, and it's beautiful. We have another drum available, and this is available as a PDF and as a booklet, and it's dancing with the feet is one thing, but dancing with your heart is another. And it features these ladies dancing away, twirling away, lost in the beat of the music. And Faye was so clever that she finished or made this into, now it's not a tambourine, there is another name for it, but I can't think of it this morning. And this is taken or inspired by the tambourines that the girls are dancing with in the drum. That's so pretty. It's lovely, all the things that you can do with your needlework. Something else that created a lot of interest this week, a lot of emails, was I showed a picture of my work in progress, and I featured this needle case or housewife in it. Now, this is very, very precious. Sandra stitched this and Carmen finished it, and Carmen's work on this is amazing. She hand-pieced this. It's exquisite. It's just exquisite needlework, and it's just so beautifully done. This lives in a display case, and I very, very occasionally for special things use it. It's just so precious. There's a little pocket there, little bag there. This is precious for so many reasons. So there isn't a PDF for this, but this motif was taken from Elizabeth Weston's sampler, and this was just put together by Carmen. This is very precious and cherished. Okay, so what else have I got to show you? Okay, I'm getting ready to go to New York, and I'm getting ready early because next weekend we're off to Wales. It's our daughter's birthday. We're going to see our family and our grandchildren. And then the week after that, we're off to Paris. And no sooner do we come back from Paris, I'm going to Hobby House Needlework. So I'm getting everything ready. So I've put my needle case together for the event. So this is what this is the setup I'm going to be travelling with. And I've got my Union Jack, and I have got my Star Spangled Banner and Union Jack there because it's the Great British Sampler Weekend comes to America. So this is my little setup that I shall be taking. I haven't decided on my project, my travel project. I have two in mind and I'm not sure which one, but I will share that with you when I've decided. So that is my setup. I've chosen this scissor fob because this scissor fob is going to be available the weekend of the workshop. It's been specially designed by Minnie McBeans for that weekend, but it is available to anybody to order from Hobby House Needleworks. You just need to send Kathy an email. This is really, really beautiful. It's gorgeous. So that's my fob for my scissors. And yeah, just all we need now is for the day to come where we set off. I'm so excited. Been working on this workshop for such a long time, and I'm all ready to go, and I can't wait for that to start. What else have I got over here? Oh, I finished Dorothy Bryant. She was just a delight to stitch on, and I've started a new sampler. Here's my start. It's a French sampler stitched by Tosca. Let me see the best way of showing this. Here we go. So that's the antique sampler. Let's pop that down. There we are. There. Down. There we are. And I'm just so pleased at the perfect match of this linen, which is by Cedar River linen, and it's Albarium. I'm stitching this on 56 count, so my sampler is going to be a lot smaller than the original sampler. But the colour match of the silks and the linen, just perfect. The colours I'm using in the Avera Soie range, I've got butterfingers today. Where's that gone? Is the blue is 417 and the red, one of my favourites, 523, and these are such a good match to the original. Really excellent match. This little girl that stitched this sampler, Tosca, was a very, very neat stitcher. Very, very neat indeed. She didn't carry her threads. She hasn't stitched it reversibly, but there is definitely an emphasis on the neatness of her work. Beautiful. Love this. And Tosca is such a lovely name. Really, really is. Worked in 1887. Anyway, I'm going to be stitching on this weekend. I did sit down to stitch last night, well, late yesterday afternoon, but I was so tired. I thought I'm going to go and have a nap. So at 5:30 in the afternoon, I went upstairs with the intention of having 40 winks, and I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. It's been a really, really busy week, and I must admit, yes, by the time of yesterday I was pretty exhausted, but I'm all charged up today. I've shown this sampler and this antique sampler, which I must chart because I really want to stitch this sampler. The colours on this sampler are so beautiful, and I think, you know, in the autumn and the winter, these sort of colours, these earthy colours, are beautiful colours to work with. Now, I haven't researched this sampler, but I suspect this girl is going to turn out to be Scottish. Her name is Rebecca, and she has recorded sets of family initials. We've got the peacocks. I'm sure that this is going to turn out to be Scottish. She recorded "Trust in the Lord forever" and "God is love." Very, very pretty. It's all cross stitch over 2. She didn't stitch eyelets on the alphabets, which you so often see in Scottish samplers. She used cross stitch over 2. Very, very pretty, and I must get this charted and stitched. Beautiful sampler. I have this one out on an easel in the study, and I look at it and I think, yep, it's going to be the next one, it's going to be the next one. Then something else comes along. I'm so sorry about that. Ray's had another problem with his computer. Okay, so on the table I have an empty wrapper, and inside this wrapper was some soap. It was a bar of soap, and oh my God, even the wrapper just smells so beautiful. This soap is Michael Design Works, and this is the rose soap. It smells absolutely wonderful. And you might be thinking, why am I mentioning soap in a Needlework Flosstube? Well, I picked up this bar of soap in the States from Kathleen Littleton of Cross Stitch Antiques store. Kathleen has this amazing store in Frankfurt that's filled with all sorts of beautiful home accessories, gifts, and there is a section for needlework items. I love good quality soap. Where we live, we see the damage that plastics do to the environment, so we're always very keen not to use plastics if we can avoid it. So we don't use shower gel, we use soap. Anyway, Kathleen had this wonderful range of soaps, which I bought all the different scents, and we really enjoyed using them. This morning we needed a new bar of soap for our shower, so I chose the rose one. Oh my God, this is just so amazing. Really lovely. And this is actually a UK soap, I found out when I went to see where I could order some in the UK. So if you're in the States or the UK, this soap is available, and this is just amazing. I smelled so good coming out of the shower this morning, and I can still smell the roses on my skin. With roses, Emily Purnell, her booklet. Yesterday I shipped a very large batch of orders out for booklets only. It's just been amazing, the response to this sampler. Janine is thrilled, and I'm really touched to the bottom of my heart, the reaction to this beautiful sampler. In the week ahead, there's going to be something shown that relates to this sampler that is just beautiful. I wish I could tell you today, but I can't. Okay, so have I got anything else to tell you or talk about? I don't think so. Sue and I have been very busy working on the schedule for the pre-event bonus classes for our event in Swindon next year. Everybody's attending would have received an email. If you haven't had your email, check your spam folder. Your bonus pre-event classes have now been allocated, and if you have signed up for Jane Greenoff's class, you have received with that email your pre-stitching. Okay, right, I'm going to go and walk those dogs. There won't be a Flosstube next weekend as we are away back home in Wales with our family, but I will be back in 2 weeks with another Flosstube. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.